So you practice it like wildly uneven. And then you just remember that and try to play it more normally, but not completely normally. So you play it half like that and half like you used to play it. Mm-hmm. Try. Good. And now we get to an interesting point. If you want the audience to hear those slurs, you actually have to do it the uneven way. You actually have to make them rhythmically unequal. This is almost like a 30-second. This is almost like a dotted 16th. Almost. Why? Because if you don't do it, no matter how perfectly you do the slur, it will not get to the audience's ears because they're too far away. And they can't pick up that little space between the slurs. Mm-hmm. So it's a trick, but all classical musicians and all Baroque musicians knew about this. That's right. That's right. That's it. That's how it's actually played. Because at speed, nobody will know that you're making them unequal like that. Nobody will know it. Mm-hmm. But they will hear the slur. It's a trick. And again, you can do it if you do a heavy touch, there's no way you can do it. You can only do it with this skeletal touch I'm talking about. That's right. Very good for you. That's actually how they play it. And you see, it's another humorous element. It's actually very funny. It's almost like somebody burping. Like that. Good. Any questions from the audience? Oh, it's too bad you have to go because we're going to do a Feldenkrais lesson now, the most interesting part. Another time.
Is it still possible to register for a lesson?
Is it possible what?
Is it still possible to register for a lesson?
It is possible to register for a lesson. We were going to do it at the end tonight, but if you need to go, maybe there's a...
By email? Is that
yeah, there's an email on the site, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Good.
I have a small question about the database. You proved very well the balance there, it's much better. What would you also recommend for the thumb? Because it was still not really clear and light enough.
Yeah, see, look what I said is that these accents on the thumb are not caused by an overly strong thumb, but by an overly weak thumb. So let's get that thumb structurally much stronger. I've taught this 100 times. But nobody did as good as her. Like Dasha, she made the thumb, she did that so well that the thumb was now too weak. I've never seen it before. I've taught this so many times, but you're really good. It was great. So of course, once it's too weak, then you can sort of start whacking it a little bit more. You can do any number of things. There's any number of ways to just increase the. Because what we did, we got the structure. So now this thumb is not moving. So you see, it's not moving, it's just standing on its key. So she's still not moving the thumb at all. She's just establishing a structural connection to the thumb notes, structural connection, structural connection, structural connection. And she did it so well that the key was like playing pianissimo. So to go make that louder, we would not go back to her hand beat like this, which it was at the beginning. She thought she had to flatten her hand because it's a little bit of a wide interval, but that was an illusion, it's not true. But we can increase the degree to which the thumb moves. Like that. So if you know what you're doing, you can do what you want. So she was sort of behind the 8 ball here. She didn't really have many options. So when you get up here, you have way, way more options. And then there are many different ways to activate, depending on the color you want, depending on the dialectic. How much do you want this Alberti bass to almost be fighting with the melody, and how much do you want it to be just down here, and the melody is the main thing. It's all, you have artistic decisions to make. Does that sort of answer your question?
I think so. Yeah. If I understood that well, your idea would be to move the thumb more and to use also more rotation, but still not lose this biggest orientation on the bass.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, it's not, what I'm doing is not logical in terms of music, because this is the important. this is the least important note. But physiologically, this is the most important one because this is the one around which the hand rotates. If you try to rotate around the fifth, then you get heavy on this one and unstable on this one, and it sort of digs itself into the keyboard. But when I rotate around this one, I get lighter on these two. And so I'm sort of digging in, and here I'm getting out. So the standard way is to lean on the bass note, but it kind of interferes with this free rotation. Because physiologically, the rotation is around the thumb, not around the fifth finger. So yeah, when you get into the actual hand structure, it's complicated, but the thing is that the arm rotates very nicely around the thumb. And here, of course, you have to rotate around the fifth many times, but it's a different, not for an Alberti bass. We're much more agile rotating around the thumb, even though from a musical point of view it seems backwards. Yeah. Good. Anything else? I think we should go on to the Feldenkrais lesson now. Okay?
Thank you.
Does anybody, you're welcome. Thank you, Doctor. Very receptive and like a big change in your sound. So I think you were a good guinea pig. Yeah.
I will think about it.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it. Think a lot about it. Yeah. So, do we need a break? Do we need a coffee break or anything like that?
A little one.
I think so. Yeah. The Feldenkrais part was supposed to be over by now, but you've been listening for almost 2 hours. So let's take 5 minutes, water in, water out, and we'll continue. Okay?